Phasing a panel board is essential for ensuring the proper operation of breakers. In a three-phase panel, breakers must be installed in slots that maintain a 120-degree phase separation. Let's consider a 480-volt panel with brown, orange, and yellow phases. If a three-phase breaker is placed in slots 1 and 3, it connects to the brown and orange phases. Subsequently, placing another breaker in slots 5, 7, and 9 would connect it to the orange, yellow, and brown phases. This configuration is out of phase and can lead to operational problems. The correct approach involves using a phase tester to identify slots in the same phase. Once identified, breakers can be installed in those slots to maintain the proper phase relationship. While there isn't a specific code mandate for phasing panel boards, it is considered a best practice. Phasing helps guarantee that breakers function correctly and prevents issues stemming from out-of-phase circuits. To understand the intricacies, let's delve deeper into the concepts of phases and their importance. Electrical power is typically generated and distributed in three phases. Each phase is an alternating current signal offset by 120 degrees from the others. This 120-degree separation is crucial for efficient power delivery and balanced operation of three-phase equipment. When connecting loads to a three-phase system, it's vital to ensure that they are evenly distributed across the phases. This prevents imbalances that can lead to overheating, reduced efficiency, and potential damage to equipment. Panel boards serve as distribution points for electrical power within a building or facility. They contain multiple circuit breakers that protect individual circuits from overloads and short circuits. In a three-phase panel board, the incoming three-phase power is distributed to the various breaker slots. Each slot is connected to one of the three phases. The order in which the phases are arranged in the panel board is known as the phase sequence. A typical phase sequence is brown, orange, yellow, or sometimes referred to as A, B, C. When installing three-phase breakers in a panel board, it's essential to maintain the correct phase sequence. This ensures that the loads connected to the breaker receive the correct phase voltages and are balanced across the phases. Installing breakers out of phase can result in several problems. Firstly, it can cause excessive current flow in certain phases, leading to overheating and potential damage to the panel board and connected equipment. Secondly, it can disrupt the operation of three-phase motors and other equipment, causing them to run inefficiently or even fail. Thirdly, it can create harmonic currents in the electrical system, which can interfere with sensitive electronic equipment and reduce overall power quality. To avoid these problems, it's crucial to phase the panel board correctly during installation or maintenance. The most reliable way to do this is by using a phase tester. A phase tester is a device that indicates the phase relationship between different points in an electrical circuit. It typically consists of two or more probes that are connected to the points being tested. The tester then displays the phase angle between the probes, allowing you to determine if they are on the same phase or different phases. When using a phase tester to phase a panel board, follow these steps. Firstly, to energize the panel board by turning off the main breaker. Secondly, carefully remove the panel board cover to expose the breaker slots. Thirdly, identify the incoming three-phase conductors. These are typically labeled with their respective phase colors brown, orange, and yellow or A, B, C. Fourthly, connect one probe of the phase tester to a known phase conductor, such as the brown phase. Fifthly, connect the other probe of the phase tester to each of the breaker slots in turn. Observe the phase angle displayed by the tester. Slots that are on the same phase as the known conductor will show a phase angle of 0 degrees. Slots that are on a different phase will show a phase angle of 120 or 240 degrees. Sixthly, mark the breaker slots that are on the same phase. This will help you when installing the breakers. Seventhly, install the three-phase breakers in the panel board, ensuring that they are connected to the correct phases. Use the markings you made earlier to guide you. Eighthly, double-check the phasing by using the phase tester again after the breakers are installed. This will confirm that everything is connected correctly. Ninthly, replace the panel board cover and re-energize the panel board by turning on the main breaker. In addition to using a phase tester, there are other methods that can be used to phase a panel board. One method involves using a voltmeter to measure the voltage between different breaker slots. Slots that are on the same phase will have a voltage of 0 volts between them. Slots that are on different phases will have a voltage equal to the phase-to-phase voltage of the system, which is typically 480 volts in this example. Another method involves using an ammeter to measure the current in each phase conductor. If the currents in all three phases are balanced, then the panel board is likely phased correctly. However, this method is not as reliable as using a phase tester, as it can be affected by other factors such as unbalanced loads. It's important to note that phasing a panel board is not just a matter of following a set of instructions. It requires a thorough understanding of three-phase electrical systems and the principles of phasing. If you are not comfortable working with electrical systems, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary safety precautions. Always de-energize the panel board before working on it, and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection. In summary, phasing a panel board is essential for ensuring the proper operation of breakers and preventing potential problems caused by out-of-phase circuits. The most reliable way to phase a panel board is by using a phase tester. However, other methods can also be used. It's important to have a thorough understanding of three-phase electrical systems and the principles of phasing before attempting to phase a panel board. If you are not comfortable working with electrical systems, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Now let's talk about the consequences of incorrect phasing. As previously mentioned, connecting loads to the wrong phases can lead to a variety of issues. One common problem is motor overheating. Three-phase motors rely on the correct phase sequence to generate a rotating magnetic field that drives the rotor. If the phases are reversed or connected incorrectly, the motor may run backward, vibrate excessively, or overheat due to the opposing magnetic fields. This can significantly shorten the motor's lifespan and lead to costly repairs or replacements. Another potential consequence is equipment damage. Some electronic devices are sensitive to phase imbalances and voltage fluctuations. Incorrect phasing can cause these devices to malfunction, fail prematurely, or even be damaged beyond repair. This can be particularly problematic in industrial settings where sensitive control systems and automation equipment are used. Furthermore, incorrect phasing can create safety hazards. For instance, if a three-phase receptacle is wired incorrectly, it could expose workers to dangerous voltages. Similarly, if a piece of equipment is not properly grounded due to incorrect phasing, it could increase the risk of electric shock. Therefore, it's crucial to take phasing seriously and ensure that all electrical connections are made correctly. In addition to the methods already discussed, there are other tools and techniques that can be used to verify the phasing of an electrical system. One such tool is a phase rotation meter. This device is designed to identify the phase sequence of a three-phase power supply. It typically consists of three leads that are connected to the three phases. The meter then indicates the phase sequence, either clockwise or counterclockwise. This information can be used to ensure that motors and other equipment are connected to the correct phases. Another useful technique is to use a multimeter to measure the voltage between different phase conductors. In a balanced three-phase system, the voltage between any two phases should be equal to the line-to-line voltage, which is typically 480 volts in this example. If the voltage is significantly different from this value, it could indicate a phasing problem. It's also important to consider the impact of harmonics on phasing. Harmonics are distortions in the sinusoidal waveform of the electrical current or voltage. They can be caused by nonlinear loads such as electronic devices, variable frequency drives, and arc furnaces. Harmonics can distort the phase relationships between the different phases, making it more difficult to accurately determine the phasing of a system. To mitigate the effects of harmonics, it's important to use appropriate filtering techniques and to ensure that the electrical system is properly designed to handle harmonic currents. Furthermore, it's essential to regularly inspect and maintain electrical systems to identify and correct any phasing problems that may arise. This includes checking the tightness of connections, inspecting wiring for damage, and verifying the accuracy of phase rotation meters and other test equipment. In addition to the technical aspects of phasing, it's also important to consider the regulatory requirements. Electrical codes and standards often specify requirements for phasing and wiring of electrical systems. For example, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for identifying and labeling phase conductors. It also specifies requirements for grounding and bonding of electrical systems to ensure safety. It's important to be familiar with these codes and standards and to comply with them when installing and maintaining electrical systems. In conclusion, phasing is a critical aspect of three-phase electrical systems. Correct phasing ensures the proper operation of equipment, prevents damage, and enhances safety. It's important to use appropriate tools and techniques to verify the phasing of a system and to comply with relevant codes and standards. By taking phasing seriously, you can ensure the reliability and efficiency of your electrical systems. Let's delve deeper into some specific scenarios where phasing becomes particularly critical. One such scenario is when connecting a generator to an existing electrical system. Generators are often used as backup power sources during power outages or as primary power sources in remote locations. When connecting a generator to an existing system, it's essential to ensure that the generator's output voltage is in phase with the system's voltage. If the two voltages are out of phase, connecting the generator can cause a severe fault, resulting in damage to the generator, the system, and connected equipment. To avoid this, a synchronizing device is typically used. A synchronizing device compares the voltage, frequency, and phase angle of the generator's output with those of the system. When all three parameters are within acceptable limits, the synchronizing device closes a switch, connecting the generator to the system. Another critical scenario is when paralleling multiple transformers. Transformers are used to step up or step down voltage levels in electrical systems. Paralleling transformers can increase the capacity and reliability of a system. However, when paralleling transformers, it's essential to ensure that they have the same voltage ratio, impedance, and phase angle. If these parameters are not matched, circulating currents can flow between the transformers, leading to overheating, reduced efficiency, and potential damage. To avoid this, transformers are typically selected and connected to ensure that their parameters are closely matched. Furthermore, it's important to verify the phasing of the transformers before connecting them in parallel. This can be done using a phase tester or by measuring the voltage between the transformer terminals. A further point to consider is the impact of single-phase loads on three-phase systems. While many electrical loads are three-phase, single-phase loads are also common, particularly in residential and commercial buildings. Single-phase loads are connected between one phase and neutral. If single-phase loads are not evenly distributed across the three phases, it can create a phase imbalance. This imbalance can lead to increased neutral current, voltage fluctuations, and reduced efficiency. To minimize phase imbalance, it's important to distribute single-phase loads as evenly as possible across the three phases. This can be done by carefully planning the wiring layout and by using load balancing techniques. Additionally, it's important to monitor the phase currents and voltages to identify and correct any imbalances that may arise. In conclusion, phasing is a multifaceted issue that requires careful consideration in a variety of electrical system applications. From connecting generators and paralleling transformers to managing single-phase loads, proper phasing is essential for ensuring the reliable and efficient operation of electrical systems. By understanding the principles of phasing and using appropriate tools and techniques, you can avoid potential problems and ensure the safety and longevity of your electrical equipment. Let's discuss the grounding and bonding aspect of phasing within a panel board. Grounding and bonding are critical safety measures in electrical systems, and they are closely related to phasing. Grounding refers to the connection of an electrical system to the earth, while bonding refers to the connection of different metallic parts of the system to create a low impedance path for fault current. The purpose of grounding is to provide a reference point for voltage and to limit voltage surges caused by lightning or other disturbances. The purpose of bonding is to provide a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and energizing the circuit. In a three-phase panel board, the grounding and bonding system must be properly designed and installed to ensure safety. The panel board must be connected to a grounding electrode system, which typically consists of one or more ground rods or metal water pipes buried in the earth. The grounding electrode system provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source. The panel board must also be bonded to all metallic parts of the electrical system, including conduit, equipment enclosures, and metal water pipes. This bonding creates a low impedance path for fault current to flow, minimizing the voltage drop and ensuring that circuit breakers or fuses trip quickly in the event of a fault. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for protecting people and equipment from electrical shock and fire hazards. In addition to the general requirements for grounding and bonding, there are also specific requirements related to phasing. For example, the NEC requires that the grounded conductor, typically the neutral conductor, be identified by a white or grey color. This ensures that the grounded conductor is always connected to the neutral terminal in the panel board and to the neutral terminals of all connected equipment. The NEC also requires that the ungrounded conductors, typically the phase conductors, be identified by different colors such as black, red, and blue. This helps to distinguish between the different phases and to ensure that they are connected to the correct terminals in the panel board and in connected equipment. Proper color coding of conductors is essential for preventing phasing errors and for ensuring the safety of electrical workers. Furthermore, the NEC requires that the panel board be labeled with the voltage and current rating of the system. This information is important for selecting and installing the correct circuit breakers and fuses. The panel board label should also indicate the phase sequence of the system. This information is important for connecting three-phase equipment to the correct phases. In conclusion, grounding and bonding are critical safety measures in electrical systems, and they are closely related to phasing. Proper grounding and bonding, along with proper color coding and labeling, are essential for preventing electrical shock and fire hazards and for ensuring the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems. Remember, always consult with a qualified electrician when working with electrical systems to ensure that all work is performed in accordance with applicable codes and standards. The complexity of electrical systems necessitates a thorough understanding of not only the theoretical principles but also the practical applications and safety considerations. The information provided here serves as a general guide, and it is not a substitute for professional training and experience. Always prioritize safety and seek expert advice when dealing with electricity.